It's Thursday, April 2nd on the Auburn Torch, and it's a big day. Today's the day. Auburn Gymnastics in the postseason, in the regional semifinal in Baton Rouge, and Auburn women's tennis in a top 5 showdown, first place in the SEC showdown. Major matchup at Texas A&M tonight. Let's get into both of them. Today's the day. Tonight's the night. Let's start with gymnastics. Actually, let's start with everything else going on today before we get into the two big stories. Today, also men's tennis, not to be outdone, also playing Texas A&M at home at 3 at Yarborough. And there's also a soccer exhibition, actually, with Columbus State, their second to last exhibition of the spring. That's at 5:30. So those are both free if you're in town. And then baseball's, it's a busy day. Baseball's hosting Arkansas, and then obviously the nightcap after all our work is done. Late night with Stephen Pearl, and Auburn's playing Illinois State at 8:30. This entire NIT has been after bedtime. Incredible. But you know the big ones. Women's tennis. Top 5 matchup with Texas A&M. We'll talk about that in just a minute. First, let's go to gymnastics. In that regional semifinal, it was Nebraska that advanced, but I put on Twitter, really at sub 196. I think Nebraska advanced at like 195 something. Unless either Auburn or Clemson or both really poo the bed. It still comes down. It's going to come down to Auburn and Clemson. And to that end, I actually put together a chart here. Here, let's see if let me zoom it out a little. Well, you know what? Here, this was their SEC championship performance. That's just submarine because of that performance on bars. They're not. You can't expect them to do that again. Or if they do, they're gone. So here's Auburn. If you're listening on audio, I've got a bar chart here. If you're listening on audio, it's a line graph actually. If you're listening on audio, just bear with me for a second. On video, here I've got Auburn in the navy, Clemson in the orange. This is their season, how it's played out, and the dotted lines here are their averages. Okay, so Clemson, you'll certainly see like the story. It reflects, I mean, everything we've said going in, right? Clemson would be thought of as kind of the hotter team. They were living below Auburn's average early in the season in particular. They haven't been living below Auburn's average in a while now. But Auburn also has higher peaks than Clemson. Auburn has, I mean, is this 2 scores higher than Auburn's highest score than Clemson's highest score of the season, and another one that is just short of it. So as far as getting 190, so 197 1 plus. These two teams have done it 4 times, and Auburn owns 3 of those scores. So Auburn has the peaks. Auburn at their best, both teams, Auburn's winning. Sorry, Clemson, right? It's just about being your best. But even then, there's a lot of these meets here where Auburn was living above Clemson's average. It's just, man, it's been the story of the season where it's jagged. It's up and down. If you're listening on audio, it's up and down, up and down, up and down. One meet they're above Clemson, it's average. The next they're down. The next meet they're up. The next meet they're down. The next meet they're up. And then the next meet they're down. So just up and down for Auburn. And then Clemson has been like, started the season not so good, and then after the season has gotten better and over it. So Auburn, probably doesn't need to be, they always say do your average, right? Like that's their slogan. And what that means is don't overextend. That doesn't mean like be middling, right? But Auburn might need to do better than the number average here because but obviously bad performances have drug that average number down. So we'll see how it goes. I mean, here's a video. Tiger Walk. I'll let it play from yesterday. They're headed down, and so the afternoon session will be everybody else who's there, and in the evening session tonight it'll be LSU. Who LSU just pencil them on. They're going in. Auburn's not going to beat them. Clemson's not going to beat them. Sorry, I'm just being realistic. And Nebraska not going to beat Auburn or Clemson. Pencil them out. Okay, just being honest, just being real, it really does come down to a head-to-head between Auburn and Clemson. If you're watching, I don't know if the announcers are going to acknowledge that, but just know it in your head. I mean, that's what's going on. They'll probably be trying to kind of keep it fair to everybody, but it's going to come down. So again, another advantage for Auburn. Go to auburntorch.com, check it out. It's a lot about them going there. It's a story about the way they scheduled this LSU meet in the regular season. Hopefully for them pays off now. Jeff is saying it's already paid off in confidence. It's already paid off in comfortability, if that's a word, going into the meet. So it's a big one, and kind of a bit of a legacy one. And then once you get to the regional final, all bets are off. I mean, just all pressure's off, all bets are off. Just do what you can. But this one, you don't want to go out. You don't want to bow out in the round of the 32 after the season they've had. This one would be a decent measure of redemption for this Auburn team if they can get this one done. And again, they are the upsets, man. I mean, Clemson is. I kind of said it in the story. Clemson's a bit of a media darling, I think, and a bit of a fan. You know, the gymnastics fanatics. I think they're a bit of a darling among them. Don't think anyone's picking Auburn, so Auburn's the upset. But we'll see if they can get it done. I don't know. It should be exciting. I mean, postseason's always exciting. It's in any sport, right? But I like that. I like the head-to-head here. You got two pretty even teams in Auburn and Clemson. So yeah. Women's tennis today. Top 5 any way you slice it in the ITA. Auburn is number 4 in the and Texas A&M is number 2 in the UTR rankings. This is actually 1 versus 2. This is the newer rankings that aren't as widely used. But Auburn's number 1 and Texas A&M is number 2. They are both 10-1 in the SEC standings. They are both they're at the top of the SEC standings. Auburn, it's not a coast to the regular season championship if they win. They still have Texas on this road stretch, and Texas is really good and really top 10 and highly ranked. But Auburn, again, it already controls its own destiny. But the winner of this is in the driver's seat. They're up a game with 3 games left, a real good chance of winning the SEC championship. The storylines are crazy. Jordan Szabo, his former team, Auburn now. What Auburn's DJ is going to be playing against on court 1, the nation's number 1 player, Luciana Perez for Texas A&M. She's 18-0 on the season. Even in the UTR like individual rankings, she's like number 3. So court 1's going to be tough. Court 1's going to be really difficult for Auburn to nab. It could come down to, I mean, this is where the depth, where someone like Ashton Bowers being such a team player playing low could really pick up points. It really could just come a lot down to the lower courts. I mean, what can Ava Esposito do down on court 6 or so, or even if it's Ava Ionescu? Can Auburn grab those ones? And then the doubles point. I think the doubles point will be huge. I mean, if court 1's going to Texas A&M, which is no knock on DJ, but if it is, the doubles point is just massive. To have to beat 4 of these girls, I think will be difficult. And Texas A&M is probably looking at it the other way. I mean, to beat 4 Auburn girls, extremely difficult. So the doubles point going to be huge. It's probably no coincidence that the only time Auburn lost the doubles point this year to Georgia, they couldn't pull it out. I will say, bit of a gap between court 1 in the rankings, at least, between court 1 and court 2. Court 2 for Texas A&M, Mia Cuprez 43rd overall, I think that's an opportunity for Katya on court too. Again, we'll just have to see. We will see. It's a dead heat. Hey man, this is why you play the game, right? This is what it's about. I think Auburn and A&M is a dead heat, and I think Auburn and Clemson in gymnastics is a dead heat. I think it's completely unpredictable what's going to happen tonight. Hey man, tune in, join me. I'll be bugging you on Twitter, all about it. Yeah, man, should be should be intense, should be a lot of fun. And again, okay, so here's for audio listeners, I'll read out Auburn women's tennis schedule. This is really what's at stake. After this they have a huge road swing here. Essentially and ultimately and ostensibly can clinch the SEC regular season this weekend if they win at number 2 Texas A&M and at number 6 Texas and Austin, both on Saturday. Easier said than done, right? Easier said than done. But I mean, no one's been able to beat Auburn except Georgia this year. And then because after that, all that's left in the regular season is a home match against Missouri and a home match against Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt's good too. Vanderbilt's 8-3 in the SEC. But a lot. I don't know. A lot to gain here this week. And you might even, especially if you're a game up. If you're a game up and all that's left is Vanderbilt on the schedule, you may have clinched a share of the SEC championship, right? Regular season SEC championship. There will be a tournament after. There will be an SEC tournament after in Oklahoma, and then the NCAA tournament. And Auburn, as hopefully a top team for Auburn, should be able to host the first 3 rounds of NCAA. So, just huge. I mean, we'll see how it shakes out tonight. Can Auburn get some confidence and get going? Because it's interesting because they've lost to Georgia, but Georgia has 3 SEC losses. They've gotten by other people besides Auburn. I don't know if that's a matchup thing or like a confidence thing or an in your head thing, but Georgia's gotten. So we'll see. And I mean Texas probably feeling like they've still got a shot at this thing. At 9-2, so that Auburn Texas game is just going to be another huge one, especially if Auburn beats A&M. But I'm rambling now. Just big one. It's a big one. But first, starting the day. Hey man, if you're a real head, you've got from about 3 p.m. when men's tennis starts to about. You can check on that at the office today, and then you've got until what? I've noticed in my career that a men's college basketball game takes 2 hours and 20 minutes. So so this will be over at 10:50 tonight, so 11 p.m. So you got 8 full hours of stuff. Unfortunately, not we can't really follow soccer, and they haven't even been posting scores really. I'm gonna have to go do legwork. I'm just gonna go over there and talk to Armstrong and ask him myself how y'all been doing. So because I haven't been posting it, and we'll do that. Anyway, I'll be on Twitter today. Drop a comment, drop a message if you've got one. If you got something to spout off about today's activity, and we'll be following it along. So check out the Auburn Torch, auburntorch.com, and until tomorrow, we'll see you on Twitter, and we'll be following these games. All right, take care.